Alright, this is the walkthrough for the sheets. Pardon my voice, it's a little rough today. Alright, so on the walkthrough for sheets, you're going to notice on the tabs, they stayed the same. Your toolbar stayed the same for the most part with some exceptions. Your merge cells is now actually on your toolbar. Your borders is on the toolbar. Your fill colors on the toolbar. And then you have some alignments. You have your horizontal alignments that are same from your docs. Now you have vertical alignments, text wrapping, and things along those lines. So you have a few extra options now on the toolbar. What we're going to start with is the title of the walkthrough. We're going to name this Personal Budget Walkthrough. Now you'll notice that it's not, I could still change things inside this. Once I hit enter and get out of this box, that's when it actually locks in, and then you can start changing things like the background, the border, and things along those lines. But right now, it's still showing us that we are typing in cell A1. So currently in A1 is the personal budget walkthrough. It is overlapping cell B1. If I needed to write in cell B1 and I start typing and hit enter, you'll notice that the A1 cell now stops at the line, and you now have information in B1. So the information's still there on A1, all of it. It's just now being covered up because I have to have things, some type of text in cell B1. Excuse me. So we're going to merge the cells. Cell A1. So we're going to click on A1. We're going to drag our cursor across all the way to N1. Let it go. You can see that cells A1 to N1 are selected. We're going to come up to our toolbar and we're going to hit merge cells. And then we are going to center align it. We're going to change the size. You do not have to select the text. You can just select the text box, and then everything inside that text box will be changed. So let's say we want 24-point font, and we're going to change the colors. Let's do the text color. We're going to make it red. Now we're going to go down to cell A2, and we're going to type in monthly estimates. This is a subtitle. Again, you'll notice it going over to B2. It's not actually written in B2, it's just called overflow. We're going to select A2 to N2. We're going to merge those, center align it, and we're going to change the text size to 14, and we can leave it black. Alright, so now we need to start inputting our information. We're going to start with income. That is what the title of this information is going to be. And now we need our months. So if you type everything correctly, January, hit enter. You're going to notice your cell has a little square on the bottom right hand corner of the cell, and that's called a fill handle. And the fill handle allows you to do some shortcuts. So excuse me, Sheets knows that we are can recognize patterns. So January is a month. So if I use my fill handle, I grab it and I drag it. You're going to see that dotted line coming across them. We're going to go all the way to M because that's 12. And when I let it go, the days of the month will be in these cells. Now, if you misspell January, let's say January or January or whatever, it will not recognize that as a day of the month because it's not spelled correctly. And if you try to do it, it will just repeat January. So if you're getting a repeating January, that's because you have misspelled it. So again, make sure you spell it correctly. January. Hit enter. And then we can drag it across. In cell N3, we're going to type the total, because we're going to want the total of everything in the months. In the income, we're going to type in wages. This is how much we get paid a month. In cell A5, we're going to type in dividends. Excuse me. I told you my voice is rough. And then we're going to type in total here, because we're going to want the total income for January. So wages, we're going to type in 1,029. Make sure you don't type in 100. We want 1,000. And with that 1,029, we want to use our fill handle because we get paid the same amount every month. For dividends, however, we do not. We get 4,075 cents in January and September. Those are the only months we get dividends. So again, January and September, 4,075 cents. And we're going to use a 0 for the rest of it. And we're going to use our fill handle to make it easy on ourselves. And then we're going to use 0. And if there's only a few months, you can just hit 0 across. You don't have to use your fill handle. Alright, so now what we're going to do in Sheets. What's the great thing about Sheets is we're going to use the formula functions. They are up here on your toolbar. It says functions. And these are your formulas. They give you a few, the top 5 most commonly used ones. Sum is adding. So if you remember from your elementary Word days in math, we had to do a math problem using words. It says, what is the sum of 5 apples and 6 apples? And again, that sum is your way of knowing that. So we're going to make sure we're in the correct box. We're in total for January. We're going to hit the sum feature. And we're going to select the 2 cells that we want to add together. So we always want to use cell referencing. We don't want to put the numbers in there. The reason for that is because, let's say I make a mistake, and in January, instead of 1,029, we actually get 2,000. If I hit enter, you'll notice my total changed from 5,075 to 6,075. I say I didn't make a mistake. Let's go back and fix it. And it changes it back to $5,001.04. It's automatically adding these two together. Just like with our months, we can use our fill handle, and that will save us some time. So this is going to actually take the formula and make it correct for each column. So you'll notice that in C6, we have the new formula, C4 plus C5, whereas in B, we have the formula B4 plus B5. We're going to do the same thing for the total going across now. So we're going to go up to, we're going to go up to our sum function. We're going to select the months that we want to add together. And then we are going to use our fill handle and drag it down. So that is the income. You'll need to go to the second video to watch how we're going to do expenses to get that information.